Welcome back to Wayne TV. I'm Joel Gilley, and I'm joined by two very special guests today, and we've got a really cool event coming up. But first, I want you to introduce yourselves. We're going to start with you.
I am Brittany Champion from Wayne County Public Library, and I'm a reference librarian.
And I'm Kara Faircloth. I'm the University of Mount Olive's Writing Center Director.
Great. Now, we've got a really cool event coming up, and it's the Veteran Creative Writing Workshop. So talk a little bit about, first of all, just for people who don't know what this event is.
Okay, so this event is to kind of help tie in the military population to the library community. And so one of the ways that I wanted to reach out was to do a creative writing workshop. And so this is where we are today. It is actually a 4-part series. It begins on the 6th and it ends on the 27th of March. And it'll begin at 4:30 every Wednesday.
Creative writing was always one of my favorite classes in college because there's like no right or wrong. Mm-hmm. You get a writing prompt and you just go with it. And plus being here in Goldsboro with the Seymour Johnson tie-in, I mean, it's like a natural fit for the veteran creative writing, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think, what would you like to see the outcome of this event be?
What do you think?
Well, I'm hoping that there will be more community engagement in creative writing. We used to work together in Fayetteville, and I was involved in the Veterans Writing Collective there. And so one of the things that happened in that is the catharsis that happened with writing among veterans and also family members of veterans.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing that I hope that kind of happens is those who may not have a way of processing some things, that they can write about it as long as they feel comfortable.
Exactly.
Sharing. Yes.
That's a really great point. So we're going to go ahead and go through a couple of these different sessions. So we're starting off March the 6th, Introduction to Creative Writing.
Yes, and that's just like I said, it's a brief introduction. People who have questions, they're welcome to bring those. And whatever questions you have, we'll hopefully have answers. And if we don't have answers in that session, do trust and believe we'll have answers towards the end.
You go hit up the Google after that.
Yes.
You'll figure out the answer to it. March the 13th is going to be short stories.
Yes. And so with the short stories, I wanted this to be the opportunity for them to just kind of freelance it. We were just going to give brief scenarios for them to write. And then for those who just weren't interested in those scenarios, they could just kind of write freely.
Yeah. March 20th, poetry.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Everybody loves poetry.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Who doesn't love poetry? So
That's
I'm really
great.
excited about that one too.
And then I think the coolest one that I think would be is the on March the 27th, autobiographies. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Which is, I feel like when you're going to get a lot of that emotion coming out, I feel like. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Which is great. So this is going on at the Wayne County Public Library.
Yes, in the GW auditorium.
What time?
That's going to start at 4:30.
Okay.
And it's going to end at 6.
Every event starts at 4:30 and ends at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the program, kind of how you guys selected the different genres, and kind of a little background on that.
Oh,
Personal experience, you did it before?
Well, a little bit of personal experience, but also too, I've seen that these genres are actually pretty popular in creative writing workshops, especially library creative writing workshops. So I thought I would just kind of take a swing at it and see what interests people.
Yeah. So I've got some questions here we're going to go through for you guys. I'm a veteran. I've written a story before. Mm-hmm. Should I bring that story that I've written beforehand with me, or is this I've got to write it on site?
What you think?
Either one, because if you have work that's already written, you can then, especially if you're unsure about it, you can have an opportunity to ask for some feedback, because it's not going to be like a typical workshop where you would have your work workshopped, but you can have an opportunity to get feedback from either library staff or me or some peers. But if the story still is in progress, there'll be an opportunity to revise or kind of
refine it a little bit.
Story. Or they can create. Either one will work.
How long is this series going to last?
It's going to last until March 27th.
Okay, so that is going to be the last session.
Yes.
Can people bring guests? Is it just them? How does that work?
So you can bring a guest as long as you register.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and ask, how do I register?
Okay, so the way that you register is you call the library reference desk. That number is 919-735-1824, and the extension is 3.
Okay. So just want to have a head count before we get involved. How long is registration going to be open for?
We're going to leave registration open until the very last session, because what I want is for patrons to feel comfortable registering for courses over the time period.
Yeah.
So if you can't make, the 6th or the 13th, you very well can make it into the 20th and 27th.
Exactly. Same thing with guests, spouses are allowed to come?
Yes,
Assume that's no problem?
both active and past military, as well as spouses.
And as a lot of library programs, cost associated with it?
No, this program is completely free.
Which I always like to hit that. People
Yes.
don't realize all the great free programs that we have.
Yes. So tell a friend, tell a neighbor, come one, come all.
And one last question. If people are not affiliated with the military, are they still allowed to come? Is this locked to only veterans?
Okay, so what we're doing at this time, this creative writing workshop is geared towards veterans and active military. But if I see that there is an interest, I will very well create a creative writing workshop for other patrons who are interested sometime
Cool.
in the fall.
For veterans, is there anything they need to bring to verify that they are a veteran? Is it?
No,
Okay.
that's not necessary.
It's just an honor system. Is there anything else that I left out we need to talk about?
No, I think that we're pretty good at this point. I just hope that everyone comes, and I hope they enjoy. It's going to be a judgment-free zone and creative-friendly.
Which is what's great about writing workshops. We talked about that earlier. For more information, again, I want you to give the phone number one more time.
That is 919-735-1824, extension 3.
And I'm also going to give a plug for the library Facebook page, because I assume there's information on there.
Yes, you can search for Wayne County Public Library on Facebook, and you can also search for Wayne County Public Library on Instagram.
Anything we need to plug for University of Mount Olive?
No.
Just come to the workshop. Simple enough.
Come to the workshop. We have one program in the works, but it's not ready for.
You come back and we'll talk about that later. All right. Thank you for the partnership. Thank you, ladies, for coming in today. We're excited about this. Hope some really cool work comes out of this project, too.
I think it will.
All right. Thanks so much for stopping by today.
Thank you.